I want to talk about cosmetics in DC Dual Force. It's no secret that variants are a big part of Marvel Snap. It's been almost an entire year since Marvel Snap's betas launched, and even during the weeks and months that I play the absolute least, I make sure I'm logging in every single day to check my variant shop, even in cases where I don't have any gold to spend. And obviously, as you've seen as of my recent videos, my mind is pretty much entirely focused on DC Dual Force these days, so I couldn't help but think to myself, will DC Dual Force have variants? Well, I gave it some thought, and the conclusion I came to is kind of. Marvel Snap is in an incredibly unique position that allows them to release variants for every single card. There's a lot of culminating factors and moving pieces that create that environment in Marvel Snap. No single thing makes that possible. But probably the most two important factors for this are Marvel Snap's content delivery system and the fact that Marvel Snap just has one type of card. Marvel Snap's content rollout involves 4 cards and a handful of variants each and every season. That's 1 card a week, and I can't be bothered doing the variant math, but some number of variants. From what I understand, and that's not a lot, they work ahead by about 6 months. I believe right now, Marvel Snap is working on the season that we will get 6 months from now. Additionally, they don't have any spells. No heroes, no field spells, no trap cards, no planeswalkers, none of that. They're all just cards. DC Dual Force, on the other hand, has a variety of types of cards. We've already seen minions, actions, and leaders, and while there's nothing confirmed about DC Dual Force's content delivery system, I highly doubt they'll be using the Snap model of 1 card every single week, mainly because that system only works because of the universal nature of Marvel Snap. There is absolutely 0 deck building restrictions in Marvel Snap. Imagine a game like Hearthstone having a content delivery system that Marvel Snap does, and maybe you only play Druid and Paladin. Every time the weekly card gets announced, you find out that it's a Shaman card, or a Warrior card, or a Priest card, or whatever. Every single time, you're going to feel completely scammed. You're going to think to yourself, where's my new card? I don't get to play with any of these new cards because I don't play Priest, or I don't play Shaman, or whatever. It just wouldn't feel good. I also don't expect DC Dual Force to have variants or skins on action cards, and mainly because, honestly, it feels a little unnecessary. I don't need a skin for Frostbolt, but where I do expect to see some skins or some variants or some alternate artworks, or at least I hope to see those things, is the leader cards. For people who haven't been watching my absolutely silly amount of videos for an unreleased game with an unannounced release date, your 2 leaders will start the game in play at each side of your 3x2 grid. So you will always see your leaders. You don't have to draw your leaders, you don't have to play your leaders, they're just there. This is an absolutely perfect outlet for cosmetics. I will absolutely buy a crazy amount of leader cosmetics, and I really hope that monetization opportunity is one that the DC Dual Force team recognizes and is aware of. Based on the rarity gems we've seen on cards, it does seem like Dual Force is going to be having a traditional monetization system and content delivery system that we've come to expect in other TCGs or CCGs. Now, perhaps cosmetics aren't a big part of the team's monetization plan, but if that is the case, I really hope that leaders are an exception to that. I will pay a silly amount of money for cosmetics on leaders. These things are always going to be on my board, and I want to be able to change them. I want to be able to customize them, or at the very least, I want there to be some type of visual thing, maybe like golden leaders, similar to golden heroes in Hearthstone. I played a silly amount of hours in Hearthstone trying to get those golden leaders. That's not to say a system like this would be without concern. One concern for leader cosmetics is that they might limit your aesthetic expression opportunities elsewhere. Let's say, for example, we wanted to make an expansion themed around, I don't know, let's say DC's Flashpoint. For those who don't know, Flashpoint is a storyline where the Flash goes back in time to try to save his mother, and as a result, the universe changes dramatically. Bruce Wayne is no longer Batman. Instead, it's his father with a much darker tone. Superman was never out in the world. Atlantis and Themyscira are warring with each other, and as a result, the world looks quite a bit different. Let's say we release an expansion around this concept, but we already released a Batman Flashpoint variant or a Batman Flashpoint skin. Well, now it's a lot more difficult to make a Flashpoint Batman leader as his own standalone leader. That's not to say it's impossible, especially because of the faction system that the game already has. If the normal Batman is a tactics card and the brand new Flashpoint Batman is a tyranny card, it doesn't really matter if the normal Batman has a Flashpoint Batman skin. It matters a little bit, but it dramatically limits the amount of confusion surrounding the two cards if they are in completely separate factions. It's still something to think about. It's still something that I'm sure the team would have thought about if they're thinking about leader cosmetics. So in conclusion, I don't expect to have variants, or at least not variants anything like Marvel Snap. However, I am hopeful that leaders themselves will receive some type of cosmetic system, skins, or variants, whatever you want to call them. I would even go so far as to say it would be a missed opportunity if they didn't capitalize on leader cosmetics just because they're on the board at all times. How can you not? All right, I'm going to sign out here. Thank you so much for watching. Keep being awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.